This is the 91st minute. Basically, it's the summer of what the hell's going on with Harry Kane. And the deadline, I wrote this title because deadlines is referring to Bayern Munich allegedly giving Daniel Levy a deadline to accept a bid last weekend. I think that bid was rejected today, which was well after the deadline. So yeah, that's what the deadlines are referring to. Dog passports. There's some Spurs Twitter is a wild place. There's some ITK person that was talking about Harry Kane's wife getting dog passports for their dogs so they could go move to Germany. But apparently your dogs don't need passports if you go to Germany from the UK. So, because they're not, I'm not sure why, but I did find that out. So I learned more about dog law than I knew before.
What if this is code? What if Harry Kane is closeted furry?
Ooh.
What if this
seems like a bit of a stretch, but okay.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
That's an interesting theory. Okay.
No, he's probably not. Of course not. Who knows? But yeah, how's the Spurs summer looking? You guys play Tottenham, or you guys play Barcelona tomorrow in the...
Yeah, Barcelona tomorrow, Brentford away on Sunday morning. I know we talked about like what you mentioned earlier about teams being in different areas, I guess, of
phases
do performances matter, phases, right, of performance versus results mattering in preseason. I'm kind of concerned because we're only going to play 4 preseason matches this whole preseason. We had one match canceled against Leicester because you schedule a preseason tour in Southeast Asia during monsoon season. That's probably going to happen. But the 3 games so far, I've been very pleased with. I watched most of the Shakhtar match yesterday. I thought they looked pretty good. Kane had 4 goals. It's nice to see. You can see the mentality shift. It was 1-0 at halftime, and James Maddison came out today and said Postecoglou just ripped them at halftime because they scored a goal and they kind of reverted to the Mourinho Conte form of, oh, we got a goal, sit back. And he's like, no, we're not sitting back when we're 1-0 up anymore. That's not what we do. We're going to attack and always attack. And Postecoglou said as much as well. He said, that was his main complaint, I guess, with yesterday's match. Dane Scarlett got the 5th goal, the 5-1. Yeah, Kane got 4. Dane Scarlett got the 5th with a nice turn, left-footed finish to the far post. Just a little bit left of the spot. That was nice to see him get a really nice finish with the senior team. Some stats that I know, like Conte ball, Mourinho ball, whatever you want to call it. I'm lumping them together. I know they're not exactly the same, but to me, that time period in Tottenham's life is, I'm trying to black it out, and I'm getting there. It's just a coping mechanism. But in the 3 friendlies they've had so far, 73% possession against West Ham, 80% against Lion City, the mighty Lion City Sailors, and 68% against Shakhtar yesterday, which is all well and good. 2 5-1 victories, and they lost 3-2 against West Ham. 101 shots in all 3 of those matches. So that's like, what's that, over 30 shot, well over 30 shots per match.
Yeah, you guys are playing crazy attacking football from the games I've seen.
Yeah, which I hope that is. I hope that's the standard and not the exception, like to the rule.
I think he's gonna.
And based on everything that he's done up to this point, and he being Ange Postecoglou, everything he's done up until now, and everything he's said, I don't see him. I mean, he might tweak things here and there, but I think it's just going to be like run and attack and press, and I'm here for it.
Let's talk about Kane. Let's talk about Kane a little bit.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Kane, he has. I don't know if he's actually like said this publicly or if it's gone through channels, but it's been reported that he has said that if he isn't sold by the Brentford match, then he doesn't want to leave until, I guess potentially until after the season. But he's said he didn't want to leave if he wants to see the season through, basically, if he's here at the beginning of the season. So I guess that kind of puts another deadline on things in a roundabout way.
I got a question for you, Hoff, as well. Yeah. Like, so actually, two questions for you. Staying on the Kane topic.
Yep.
What, like, are you okay if he goes at this point? Like, you probably just want the saga over one way or another. Right? I've been there with players in this boat too, so I understand.
Yeah, I'd like to see resolution either way. I think that Richarlison is a better fit for the system, but I'm also like not naive enough to say like he's probably the best player on the team regardless of the system. I mean, he scored 4 goals yesterday, so he can. I feel like given a little more time, he could adapt to be back to that. Like, I mean, he's not going to beat anyone with pace really, but you want in this system, you want your strikers like keeping pressure on the center backs pretty much and trying to move them around. And that right now that's not his game. But
yeah, it's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, I think if he's go on. Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go on.
No, I was just going to say my second question to you is a lot of talk of Spurs attacking. Obviously, under Angie, it's going to be a more attacking brand of football. Mm-hmm. Do you think the club has done enough to address defensively? Like, do you think if his focus is primarily attack, what do you think about his system defensively? Because when you play the top teams, obviously, you're going to be under the cosh. Have they strengthened enough there? You got a new keeper in as well, right? So there's going to be some question marks for sure. That end of the field for you.
New goalkeeper who hopefully is less prone to mistakes. And Lloris hasn't. I mean, every once in a while he would have mistakes before, like the last 2 seasons, but the last 2 seasons have just been not ideal for him. I think, Van de Ven I think that's finalized. I think it's been, the club hasn't announced it, but everyone else has assumed it's happening. I think that will be huge, having a center back with his pace. I mean, if you're going to play such a high press, high line, someone that can cover, the clip that, if you've seen anything about Van de Ven, you've seen the clip of him on the against Union Berlin when they had a counterattack on an open net and he just blazes past the Union player. He was the fastest defender in the Bundesliga last year, and there's a lot of fast guys there. So hopefully his tactical ability is up to the standard of his physical ability. And I think, I mean, it's nice to have a left-sided center back that has a lot of promise. We had Longley last year. He can pass a ball, but defensively kind of shaky, doesn't give much confidence. Hopefully Van de Ven is a change from that. And
Just
also good.
Sorry, good.
Oh, I was gonna say also Destiny Udogi on the left, coming back from loan last year. He's looked really good in the preseason. Like before the games, everyone's like, oh, I don't know if he can play inverted. He's looked like he's played that system his entire career so far. And I've been very pleased with him. I don't know the extent of his defensive responsibilities, but so far he's been pretty good. And I always have preferred Emerson on the right, just because I feel like he's a above average defender, who can also get into the attack. I feel like Porro is more like a right winger that is playing as or masquerading as a defender. He's good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like defensively that's not his strong suit. So I feel like if you have Udogi as more of your progressive wing back, and Emerson, or even they can interchange throughout a match, as long as one stays, one goes. I think defensively, I have hope. But also I don't expect clean sheets. I haven't expected clean sheets with Spurs for years. That's an abusive relationship.
Yeah, I think tomorrow for you guys will be telling. I think tomorrow's the first time you'll be playing a team with a good attack, right? Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think all preseason you guys have been on the front foot, been the A team. Tomorrow will be interesting to see how you guys set up defensively, because they're going to have possession, right? They're going to have possession like a City, like a Arsenal, like a Liverpool, or like these top teams in the Premier League. So it'll be curious to see that. I was looking at you guys' midfield. You have Sarr, Bissouma, Dembele, Bentancur, and Højbjerg is rumored to be leaving, I think, to Atletico. And with this system, you're going to need I feel like if Ange is going to stay consistent with his full attacking, you're going to need a counter-pressing center mids. And I'm curious to see how Bissouma, Dembele will deal with that. I'm not really familiar how with their movement, etc. But yeah, a lot will be expected of that midfield to provide the counter press.
I think
defensively,
I think Ndombele might get sold before the window closes. There's a lot of talk of him going to Turkey, but I think Bissouma is another one that has just looked like a different player. Well, he's been playing, which is different than under Conte. Because Conte just used two midfielders, so just adding another midfielder has given Bissouma a chance to shine. And I think if he plays like that defensive mid, and then the 2-8 roles up in front with Sarr's looked really good. Madison is I had high expectations for Madison, and so far he's met them pretty well. I think that other spot is either going to be Sarr or Lo Celso. I feel like Lo Celso is perfect for this system.
He's staying, Lo Celso? Is he going to stay?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, he's nice.
Before preseason, I wasn't sure. I thought he was going to maybe go to Villa or back to Spain.
Yeah.
But it seems like first he's getting a chance under the manager, which hasn't happened really since Pochettino left. And I just think this system highlights his strengths. Or he might be in there to spell Madison. I'm not sure what that second 8 position is going to look like, but either and Sarr is, he loves to shoot from distance, and I feel like we're going to get a lot of chances, like just maybe from 20 to 25 yards out, like longer open shots, just with all the movement in the box. And I feel like he He hasn't scored one yet, but I feel like he has the potential to get a couple this season. Kind of like I know they're not identical players, but Szoboszlai always seems to score like 1 or 2 screamers a year, or sometimes more. But I feel like he has that same potential to score similar goals.
Last question before we wrap up this segment.
Yep.
Hoff, will Spurs qualify for the Champions League next season?
Is 5th place? Are you counting 5th place in? I'll take a 5th place, and yes.
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 Hey there, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider subscribing to the 91st Minute here on YouTube. Also, feel free to use the links in the description to follow us on all social media platforms.